Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel for another gardening video. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. My name is Jess. I am a Zone B, North Carolina gardener, and today we are going to be kicking off a new season. I'm so excited for it, y'all. I know it's been a minute. I had to take a break from gardening last year just because mentally I couldn't deal, y'all. So I am going to give you guys an update on the backyard. I know you all have been asking and wanting to see it. Just to prepare y'all, it is a mess, okay? So really briefly, I'm going to give you guys an update on how I've been feeling, what's been going on, and why I had to take a break from gardening. So if you've been following along over the years, you all will remember the drama that I have dealt with in getting my backyard regraded and the fence installed. So I was so excited last year to start gardening and making everything look pretty. And in July, we had a really bad tornado came through here, and it just kind of completely decimated my backyard and all the hard work that I had done. Mentally, I shut down, you guys. So needless to say, I have not been back here. I have not done a single thing. I haven't watered anything. I haven't pulled a single weed. I just let things be since July. So I'm going to let you guys know now, it does not look anything like it did the last time I showed y'all. So yeah, I'm going to flip the camera around, give you guys an update on what's going on, kind of like a before of what the backyard's looking like. I am mentally better and ready to start gardening again. So let's get to work. Alright, so here is what my backyard is currently looking like. Everything is still pretty much dormant, but things are starting to wake up. I do have a few things starting to show life, which is exciting. I have already cleaned up most of the huge limbs that had fallen. There's still some like small little things and a lot of weeds that need to be pulled, but I am going to give you guys an update on basically what happened and what I want to accomplish this season. I'm going to go ahead and start on the left side first. This is like the most tidy area. This is the bed that I just created last spring. It's a brand new bed. I did sheet mulch this bed. I'll leave that makeover video linked if you guys are interested. Full of inspiration. It was a complete overhaul. This bed used to be what I called rehab row. I decided to turn that into a formal planting bed last year. So I'm so excited to see how these do this year. I do have a hedge of home shrub arborvitaes planted along the back line that have all done well. I did come out here a couple nights ago and go through every single arborvitae around my property. I have a whole hedge here. There's also a hedge over there and a bunch in my front yard. I do have an issue with bagworms around my property. So I came through, checked every single one, and also cleaned out kind of like the dead on the inside. If you can see, all the dead needles are piled around the base. And I'm happy to report all of my arborvitaes in this hedge are bagworm free. For now, at least. I will be doing more checks as the season progresses. I will also be preventatively spraying just to alleviate that issue this year. But I really wanted to update you guys on the replacements, or not replacements, but the replantings that I had to do last year due to, I had these three right here. If you all remember and watched that video, these three were dying due to root rot. So I did dig them up. I replanted them and mounted them up really high. And they made it through the season perfectly. I didn't lose a single one. I did also replace this one here. This one was dying, so I just popped in a new one. So that one's been in the ground one season now, and it'll catch up with the others. So I'm so excited to see this hedge fill in and just make a nice lush green wall. Not many plantings in this bed. I do have a peony that is tucked in down here, which I'm hoping, ooh, y'all, look at this. Ignore the weeds, please, but do y'all see the new growth is coming up? I am so excited. So this peony here that I have planted, it's a pink blooming peony called First Arrival, and it is gorgeous. I will insert a picture so you guys can see. Beside that, I do have a rose tree planted here. I did pick this one up from the farmer's market last year. And this one is called, I left the tag on it so I could remember. It's Camille Pissarro, and y'all, I'm so excited about this rose bush. I don't have any other roses in my property. Y'all know, if you've been watching over the years, how I feel about roses. I really don't like them. But this one in particular, I'm excited about. So it is starting to push out new growth. You see the leaves there? So I do need to come in and cut it back to encourage more growth. I want to do that probably today. And then down in front of it, I have some perennials. Actually, I don't think they're here. I think they're here. Yep. So I have 1, 2, 3 perennials that I need to come in and clean up. I don't remember the names. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'll give you an update once they start coming up and blooming. My bird bath here has not been cleaned out. It is a little bit frozen still, so this side is still icy, but it's starting to melt. We are in the 40s today here in North Carolina. Today is February 18th when I'm filming this. I do still have all of my annuals planted here in the ground. These were some sun patience that I had planted. I just let them die back, y'all. I'll come in and clean out all of the weeds and freshly mulch this bed a little bit later in the season. And then over here, these are 3 deciduous azaleas, and they're starting to put on their buds, which I am so excited about. The blooms on these, I can't wait to give y'all an update. They're a bright orange color. So I'm excited about those 3. And then I think this is probably dead. Let's see. Oh, it's green, so it's alive. This is actually a crepe myrtle. Have another one sitting here. Those, they've been in these cans, I want to say, for like 3 or 4 years now, y'all. Still haven't decided where they're going to go, but they're going to go in pots at some point. I need to come in here and clean out all of these weeds, you guys. So these weeds have been creeping into the bed from this area. This was a dumping ground. It was a bed that I created and I just let it go the last couple of years. I did remove most of the plants, so I have a limelight prime, well, actually 2 limelight primes in here, my peach tree as well, which I am going to be relocating this year. And then this is my Vitex, which will be staying. So yeah, this was supposed to be a bed originally, and then just have the arborvitaes, and then I was going to have a pathway going down the center. But because I decided to extend my bed out, this probably is going to become either a pathway or some turf, not sure yet. And I just want my Vitex planted here. So really quickly, let me update you the last few plants that I have in the bed down here, which are struggling, y'all. So these are 3 perennials that I need to cut back as well. These are Peaches Peak Stoke Aster. They bloom purple. And then right here I have a Rosa Sharon. This one is pink blooming. So yeah, y'all, that's pretty much just all that's in this bed. I do have 2 other perennials tucked in back here. I have no clue what they are. I'll wait for them to start peeking up to update y'all. And then lastly over here, y'all can see my stake was completely blown over. And if you can see through the fence, I'll update you guys on the whole tree situation, but their fence is still destroyed as well. But anywho, here is my lovely Oakland holly, which I'm so happy it has leafed out, you guys. If y'all remember last year, it completely balded and dropped all of its leaves. So I'm excited to see this one leaf out some more. I'm going to do a nice prune job on it just to encourage more growth, and then I'll start shaping it into the shape that I want it to be. Over here, still don't have anything. I left my cart and everything out all season long, so I have some huge weeds that are coming up that I need to take care of. Also, we'll be pressure washing my fence. My neighbors do plan on painting at some point. They did apologize last year and said they weren't able to get to it last year, but it doesn't bother me because I'm still not dealing with this area yet. All right, and then update on my back line. First of all, my arch was completely destroyed. I did reconstruct it, so I just put it back together the best that I could, but there are some damaged pieces here that I think, y'all, I'm just gonna get rid of the arch. I'm not really in love with it. I'm thinking I want something else to go here, so I might be giving this, just throwing it away and getting something else. My boxwoods that are planted in my pots, this one did get blown over a little bit. I tried to just push it back over, but I need to replant it. Also need to shape it. And then my sprinter boxwoods lining the pathway, they surviving, y'all. That's all I got to say. I'll probably end up replacing those 2 there just because they're starting to show signs of, I can't even remember what the disease is that my old one got, and it completely died. So I think I'm gonna pop those 2 out and replace them. But the others I think will recover fine once they get proper watering and its temperatures start to rise. Again, y'all, I didn't come out here and do anything. They did not get proper water, and they were fresh plantings last season. So yeah, totally user error, but definitely fixable. As you guys can see, I still have some like debris from all of the wind, just some small limbs that I need to pick up and clean up, especially out of my cart there. But this tree over here on the end, by the way, these two right here are emerald green arborvitaes. These two right here are de Groot's arborvitaes. So they are two different varieties. But this one on the end, completely uprooted in the storm. I did replant it, I want to say in like August. And then we just had another windstorm that came through here a couple nights ago and it completely blew over again. So it is still leaning a little bit. I need to go in and do a good, nice, sturdy plant job on that one. But these two here, you guys, these have been attacked with bad worms. So I am going to go in and spray these once the temperatures warm up a little bit. But I did go through and hand pick them. You guys can see all of this like browning. That's from the bagworms that were on it. So I'm so over these pests. I'm just doing some quick checks really quick while I'm over here. I don't see anything. I think I got them all when I went through and picked them off. This one over here had some bagworms on it as well, but I think it'll be okay. Anywho, let me step back. Okay, and then stepping back, an update on my arborvitae hedge on the back wall here. These 5 are all emerald green arborvitaes that I picked up on clearance. And when I was doing my checks the other night, I did find 4 bagworms in this hedge. So definitely will be spraying these and keeping my eyes on them. If you all remember last summer, this one right here was completely full of bagworms. As you can see, the base is still very bare. So yeah, definitely will be spraying, but also, update on my wall. I did complete it last year, but I did not get around to updating it, which I had plans to do one more layer just to raise the wall up just a little bit. Never got to that. So hopefully I can do that this spring. And then in front of my wall, I did go in and plant 4 Tough Stuff. I think there's Tough Stuff AHA hydrangeas. Cannot wait to see these bloom, you guys. Look at the new growth. They're starting to come back. So I needed to come in and just deadhead right underneath the base of the old blooms so I don't risk cutting off this year's blooms. But yeah, y'all, they're gonna be so pretty once everything fills in. And then, okay, y'all, I'm out of breath. My bench was completely blown over into my fence over here. Thank God I have a fence because it probably would have gone into my neighbor's yard. So it did take a little bit of some nicks, which they're not too bad. Like there's some areas that I can go in and just touch up. You see the paint's chipped off here. So yeah, I still have not like leveled the bench out or anything. Y'all, when I tell you I did nothing, nothing. So I do plan on leveling it out, getting it placed where I really want. Actually, I think I kind of like where it's sitting. Looks pretty good. Just needs to be evened out. The 2 planters on the side, I have 2 small wee bit grumpy hydrangeas planted in them, so I need to pull the weeds out of there. And then moving along, I have no clue what that is, but that right there is a perennial of some sort. This one right here is the pufferfish hydrangea, which I need to come in and just do a nice prune job on. I do have a nice little drift of salvia here that is starting to come back, or is that a weed? I can't really tell. I think that's a weed because I think these are the shape of the leaves of the salvia. So yeah, need to pull the weed out of the center of those and also give them a nice haircut. I also have a drift of Celenes planted here that I need to just come in and clean up. My Hinoki cypress is doing well. I did lose the hosta that I had planted down in here, y'all. I hope and pray that I do not have gophers or what are the other little things? Voles. I'm hoping that's not the issue because that thing was completely uprooted. The roots were gone. Have no clue what happened. And I did come out here to walk around and I noticed some holes just in this area, but I haven't seen them anywhere else in my yard. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep an eye on that situation, but I do plan on planting another hosta to replace it. My baby emerald green arborvitaes on the back line are all doing well. They weren't affected by the storm, thank God. But this one here, I don't remember the name, the tag is still on it. Let's see. There you go. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's doing its natural like browning on the inside. All evergreens do this like shedding from the inside during the winter and it'll flush out with new growth. So I'm not worried about that one. I just need to make sure I do keep an eye on the watering. I have a juniper ball standard here that I need to stake and give a nice haircut. Underneath it, I do have some perennials that I need to cut back. This is agastache, y'all. So excited for that to come into bloom because it smells so good. And then, oh, I skipped one. I have 2 lemon lace elderberries that I cannot wait to see leaf out. My gearcaros are doing well. And then in these 2 pots, I'm not sure if these are going to come back, y'all. They did say that they're perennial in our area, but I think I was supposed to move these into my garage to overwinter them. But these are pineapple lilies. Ooh, that's gross. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep an eye on the pot, see if anything starts to come up. I don't see any signs of life right now. I don't know, we'll see. If not, I can just put something else in there. And then behind me, let me step back. I am so happy to report that this tree made it through the storm, y'all. Like, this was my main worry, and out of everything in my yard, this tree was untouched. Like, it was not leaning at all. The stake job that I gave it, I mean, the strings are dangling now, but it was staked after the storm, and even after the second storm we had, it is still standing tall, and I cannot wait to see it leaf out. So this is my plum tree, and I do plan on creating a bed underneath this tree at some point. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to that this year. We're gonna play it by ear, y'all. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to wait for the wind to die down in between clips. I don't have my mic on today, so I hope you guys can hear me okay, and I do apologize for the wind and the sound. But I do have a bit of an update in my backdrop scenery. So if you guys can see, I do have several snapped trees back here. I have one right there, one here that completely split, and then a big one right here. So all of those trees completely snapped and fell into my neighbor's fence, smashed their fence down. And unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it. So here's what the back side of my fence is looking like. We had a ton of huge branches fall. And then, of course, this tree right here completely split. And then this big one right there also split. Let me see. Y'all see it a little bit better straight through there. I don't even know where the other half of that tree is, and then that top part snapped off somewhere as well. So yeah, he's gonna come in and assess what needs to be cleaned up, and then they got the worst of it down there, unfortunately. But you see where these 3 little strings are? That marks the property line. So from here to this post, that is my property line. So everything back, I essentially can't touch. That is beyond my property line. So the people who that own that property came out, and they basically said there's nothing they can do because the city has not approved them to start cutting down. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but I did mention that they do plan on building like 100 and some houses back behind me, which is why I really want these trees to grow up. So yeah, unfortunately I get to look at broken trees for the next few years, or however long it's going to take them to fix that. So yeah, kind of disheartening, and I'm really sad about the trees because they were beautiful. There also was a huge one, I'm not sure if you can see in this blank space here, there used to be a really big tree here. They did cut some limbs off of the one beside it, but there was another really big tree here that fell and completely smashed the other corner of my neighbor's house into my next neighbor's yard, and missed their house by inches, you guys. Like, literally, they were so close. I think it scraped like the screens of their windows, and that was it. So I'll try to insert some pictures if I still have them on my phone for y'all. But yeah, it was just like a freak storm, and it was kind of traumatic, and it's still taking me some time to get over it. But anywho, let me give you guys an update on the fence. All right, what you guys have been waiting to see, an update on the fence. A moment of silence, please. Okay, let me get myself together. So if you all watched any of my backyard makeover and update videos from, I want to say 2020 to 2021, you all will understand the frustration and annoyance I have with this whole fence situation. So to see this destruction, it like stabbed me in the heart, and I literally could not even come out here. Like, I didn't even want to look at it or deal with it at all. I just kept my blinds closed and did not look back here. That's how bad it was, y'all. Like, I know it sounds dramatic, but I just really did not want to have to deal with this again. But basically what happened, let me step down, is my neighbor used to have a glass table with chairs that was completely uprooted off of her, or not uprooted, but it was flown off of her patio and smashed into my fence, and it completely knocked this section out, and the rest of the fence was just leaning. And there was a ton of like glass and debris everywhere. We tried to clean this. See, there's still some glass, if you guys can see. Still some glass down in here. We tried to clean most of it up, but it's really hard to get glass out of grass, you guys. But yeah, it just looked like a complete disaster and war zone. There was so much like debris and dirt and pieces of leaves, and just it just looked awful, you guys. I'll see if I can find a picture for y'all. I think I deleted them just because I didn't want to see it anymore. But anywho, basically when they installed my fence, they did not use any 4x4s inside of the vinyl. So all of my posts are cracked at the bottom. So last summer I did go and purchase 2 additional posts. So that's what you see here. But now that we had a second storm, I think I'm going to probably have to go pick up 2 more. So, oh wait, I purchased 3. Oh, cool. So I only need to go get 1 more vinyl post, because I think they're going to have to do that one, this one, and this one. Luckily, my 8-foot section is still good. But I want them to use the 4x4s inside like I did. So as you guys can see, the post that my boyfriend and I installed last year ourselves is still standing perfectly tall because it was done properly. So I'm just so annoyed with the whole installation. The team that came and did it, Lowe's in general, I highly do not ever recommend. Anywho, but the good news is this is vinyl. Most of the slats are reusable. I do have a few that are like dented and broken. So I think I'm probably going to go purchase 1 more like section of fencing, so that in case he needs additional ones, he'll have them on hand. He's coming on Thursday next week, and I'm not sure if it's going to carry over till Friday, because the last time when they installed my fence, they set the posts one day, let it sit overnight, and then came back the next day after the concrete had like cured or whatever. So yeah, y'all, that is the good news. Most of this is reusable. It's all fixable. I just had to get over the trauma of the storm and dealing with another fence situation. Also, I lost my tree, y'all. Like, I am so upset about this tree. This is a boulevard cypress that I had in the ground now. This would have been the 3rd season. And I got it as a tiny baby. Like, it was smaller than my little anise back here. Like, they were tiny little trees. I had 2 originally. One of them died. This one, I was so excited because it had like tripled in size, and now it's completely gone, y'all. And it's completely my fault. I did not come out here and water anything, so it just fried in the sun. Like, this gets full sun in the afternoon all summer long. However, my fire chiefs, I know they look dead, but this is the color they're supposed to be. They color up this nice red bronze color in the fall. They're all doing amazing, so I'm excited about those. My I think it's a golden arborvitae. Let me see. Amber Gold arborvitae is still doing well. I did get this one half off last year, and that one, unfortunately, you see the fence is like barely touching it. So I'm so glad that that one's okay. My buckthorns, I'm hoping will come back. I think I'm going to relocate those. I have another plan, like more ideas for what I want to do here. So I'll probably be digging those up and relocating them. And also possibly my anise, which I'm so glad. Look how well they've come back, y'all. Again, ignore the weeds. But these were like balding, and they had a whole bunch of like fungal spots on them. I rehabbed them, put them in the ground, and they're doing phenomenal. So I'm excited about those. I do also have a little Mugo pine standard here that's doing well. I have some agastache planted underneath it that I need to clean up and cut back. And then lastly, my pond, y'all. Like, I want to tell you, I did not do anything. I was supposed to come out here and clean up the leaves and like bag up the, I think it's called the corm, for my water lilies and my lotus. They've been out here all season, y'all, and it looks so disgusting. Like, yeah, there's some ice across the top, but I really don't think they're going to survive. So I'm probably just going to get rid of this whole pond idea. Definitely need to get rid of it before mosquito season. That's definitely going to be an issue. And then, so turning around, here's what everything looks like from this view. So my limelight tree on standard was completely uprooted. I replanted it and the second storm has again knocked it over. So I'm really thinking I'm just going to get rid of that one. If anybody is local and would like a hydrangea on standard, please let me know because I want this gone. I do have plans to clear out everything in this bed and get my patio extended, which those plans have actually changed, you guys. I'll give you an update when that time comes, but it's still going to extend, but it's not going to be all patio. And then over on this side of the yard, this is what I call my bay window bed. Total disaster, y'all. Like, it doesn't even look like I live here. Like, this is not my garden. Who is this? Look at my topiary, y'all. I definitely need to give that a haircut and shape it. I'm kind of scared to get in there just because I think the birds are starting to nest in there. I think I have a nest in that top one. I really don't want to disturb them, but I'm going to try my best because it needs a haircut. Like, I just can't go through the season looking at this. Also, my topiary has balded again, so I need to shape that one, cut it back, and just get everything nice and tidy like it's supposed to look. Fluffy's doing amazing. All of my perennials I need to cut back. All of this down here is weeds and annuals that are still in the ground that need to come out. So yeah, y'all, we're gonna do a whole overhaul cleanup in this bed. I cannot wait because this is normally the first section that I like to work on every year. So really quickly, let me talk through my goals and thought process of what I want to accomplish for this backyard this season. Just because I'm really trying to take my time and scale down this year, y'all. I have some goals that I'm trying to reach that is going to take me exercising some self-control when it comes to plant shopping. Y'all know how I am about my clearance deals. It's hard for me to pass those up. But first and foremost, so number one top priority is getting the fence fixed, which will be done next week. I'm so happy to check that off my list to do. And then next I want to work on filling in the gap underneath my gate here, and then also finish building and extending out my beds, at least get those formed. And then next priority is I want to start formally edging my garden spaces. So I want to finish extending this bed out, finalize the shape, because what I did over here last year is not the final shape. So I want to figure out how far out in the shape that I want to make this bed, and then start to get my pavers and edging done. I also want to get my pathways installed this year. And we're going to work on getting this corner area prepped for the next season. So those are the main goals. I don't plan on doing a lot of like planting and changing, just because y'all, I have so many plants. If you guys can see, I have plants just in pots that are still waiting to get in the ground, and I have a ton in my garage that still need to get in the ground as well. So those are going to be my main focuses this year. And then of course I want to get everything back here automated. I want everything on drip or an automatic like sprinkler system, so that I'm not coming out here every day and having to hand water, which really took a toll. That's part of the reason why I stopped gardening last year. It just got too hot, and the storm just messed with my mental. So yeah, y'all, that is pretty much the update for today. I really am excited to get back in the garden and get the season kicked off and just push this nightmare behind me. But I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the update on my backyard, and I hope you'll stick around to see the transformation. I'm so excited about, you guys. Like, look at this. What is that? Like, that just, it looks like, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the videos that I see on YouTube where like lawn guys go out and do the free cutting and just completely transform and clean up the yard. Like, that is not my garden. Who lives here? That is not mine. Like, y'all know me. But anywho, so yeah, I definitely will give you guys updates as things progress around here. I did ask my contractor if he would mind me filming the process of them repairing the fence, and he said no. So this is kind of like a before, and I will definitely give you guys an after. I also will be sharing my front yard, my shade garden, all of that in separate videos because it's almost go time. Like, it's time to start cleaning up, and I'm so excited, y'all. So yeah, y'all, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the update. If you did, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. Subscribe for more, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Cool.